Previously on the last Pokemon challenge. Let's and coming up. I do apologise if Tangler's your favourite Pokemon, but at the same time, if it is your favourite Pokemon, you need to get some taste. Welcome back to another 4 moves challenge. Today we're running Kingdra and today we're in Pokemon Crystal. Let's see how we get on in this one. Now I'm shocked at how long it's been since we've run Kingdra. It's been a couple of years since we last saw a Kingdra challenge here in Crystal. I could have sworn it was only a few months ago, but no, we did a Fire Red one fairly recently in 4 moves, but this is our first Kingdra 4 moves challenge, and I'm hoping to get a much better time than I have done ever with Kingdra. The only comparable run really for Kingdra is It's Just the Battles, if you remember that series from, I think, November 2022. We got, I think, around about a 120 or so there, hoping to very much improve the time on this particular challenge. And also apologies for being away most of the month. I've been very, very sick again, unfortunately. It's one of those things, my immune system, it is what it is, and this time it knocked me out for a very long time. It's been like 3 or 4 in a row where I've just been completely wiped afterwards. But I am dipping my toes back in the water. I was hoping to be back sooner. The challenge run anniversary stream back on the 15th. Pushed myself a little bit too hard there, thought I was better than I was, and it set me back another week or so, but it's absolutely fine. I've got a rework schedule. We're probably going to end up doing the month of Legends, maybe in January, start off next year with something a little bit celebratory, because of course January's always a bit of the doldrums here on YouTube, so if we can do something a little bit more fun, get us out of the January blues, all the better. So I think that by that time as well, I'll be much back in the zone, hopefully as well, not catching any more illnesses. I'm going to live in a protected bubble for the next 4 or 5 months, hope that this is the last time I get sick in 2026. It's been absolutely blooming awful, but as always, I've not just been sitting on my laurels doing nothing. I've been working away at the challenge run patches. Somebody in the comments asked about a Gen 1 4 moves patch. That is now all complete. Just need to give it a quick test and then I'll release it to all of you lovely people. I've also got Ruby and Sapphire versions of 4 moves, I've got Gold and Silver versions of 4 moves, and I also have Red and Blue versions of 4 moves. So we've got plenty of different 4 move challenges that we can get on with now here in Pokemon. So the first 3 generations are covered. I'm not dipping my toes into the water of Gen 4 quite yet, although I am leaving my options well open now that I'm running my own overlay software. You never know. If I get so sick of the first 3 generations, I'll add another generation on, but I'm not feeling it at the moment. Time of 2 minutes and 34 seconds, by the way, for the Falconer split. Not the best time in the world, but definitely not the worst time. We've got our escape rope. We're going to get a Purrs Cure Berry here to cure our Purses, and we'll keep on moving forwards. This is going to be one of very few runs as well, where we are able to hit Claire's Kingdra with a super effective move, but of course she's going to have a super effective move straight back because we both got the same Pokemon with the same move, Dragon Breath. In fact, our Kingdra has 2 of the moves that Claire's Kingdra has. We're not going to be running with Smokescreen though. I've gone for Attract in that 3rd move slot there. Has it worked for me in the past? No. Have I learned from that? Still no as well. So we'll have to see how we fare with that throughout the course of this one. And in the meantime, we'll make our way in to Azalea Town. Get the full heal here. We're going to go and do a very quick shop in the Pokemarts here. We'll get a couple of those and a couple of those. And then we'll have a little chat with Kurt. No need to heal in the Pokemon Center here. We've got plenty of power points and plenty of HP. And now we'll take on the first set of rockets. The first set of rockets, rather. Starting off with the rats, we win the coin toss on both of those. No quick attack for us there. And that moves us on to rocket number 2. She's got a Zubat, we've got a Surf. That's all we really need to do against that Zubat. We'll Surf against the Ekans, and it's going to be a 2-hit. And then that is her defeated. Super Potion topping up the 2 that we bought in the Pokemon there. And we'll move on to the 3rd and penultimate rocket. And once again, we're just going to be surfing. These rockets, They set the tone, don't they, for the rest of the rockets throughout the course of this challenge. They're all just bad. The most that Coffin could do is tackle. It did nothing at all, and we do get through. We get the free heal, of course, from Kurt as well, and we'll make our way in to gym number 2. This is Bugsy's Bug-type gym, and we are not going to change the habits of a lifetime. We are going to be continuing to one-shot most, if not all, of these Pokemon. Now, even though Dragon Breath is stab, I don't think we'll be seeing it too often throughout the course of this challenge. It's going to be outclassed by things like Surf and Ice Beam, and it's really just there to give us something a little bit better against Claire when we get to her. But sometimes you've just got to have one of those moves. It'll be powerful enough for a lot of the filler Pokemon as well, especially through the Radio Tower. 20 PP on a stab move is nothing to turn your nose up at, so we'll definitely be happy for it there. Let's now move on to Bugsy. Gym Leader number 2 leads with Metapod. We wouldn't hit the Metapod, that means we're going to one-hit the Kakuna, and we can turn our attention over to the Scyther. Fury Cutter hits once, Fury Cutter hits twice, and that is that for Bugsy. Second badge in 5 minutes and 47 seconds. 5 minutes and 47 seconds for the Hive badge. And straight after Bugsy, of course, comes the second rival battle. Gonna lead with Ghastly. We one-hit the Ghastly. Out next is Zubat. We one-hit the Zubat with Ice Beam, and it's going to be a 2-shot. No, it's not. It's going to be a critical hit on the Bayleaf, so we get through him as well. There's his title card. Not sure if I pressed that before, but we'll get it up now. Quick Repel in the Forest, and we'll reunite the Farfetch'd with its human. I do like this Farfetch'd. I love Farfetch'd as a Pokemon. I just wish it was better. Half tempted as a bonus run to give it its Gen 7, I want to say, and above stat distribution, where they decided, let's make Farfetch'd less crap than it initially was. They gave it a huge buff in attack, and it's actually able to hold its own now. Just as well, because it did get the evolution in Generation 8, didn't it, for the regional variant. Although that Pokemon and its variant really does annoy me, because it looks like it should be flying. It's a bloody bird. Why isn't it not flying? Can somebody tell me why Galarian Farfetch'd is not a flying type? Because it looks like a flying type, it smells like a flying type, it acts like a flying type, so it should just bloody be a flying type. Oh, the decisions Game Freak make really do confuse me from time to time. Anyway, accidentally in battle aside, and we do get punished as well with a rat. That's fine. We'll get ourselves into the Pokemon Center, do a quick PP pit stop, and then we'll go and get ourselves the bike. Going to be moving in double quick time for the rest of this battle, or rest of this challenge I should say, as long as I remember to press it when we leave the buildings. I've been really lax at that lately, and I'm going to blame the Gen 3 challenges for getting me out the habit of it. Because in Gen 3, of course, I'm not very good on the bike. The bike is significantly quicker in Gen 3 than it is in Gen 2 to make up for the running shoes. So it means I'm crashing in here, there, and everywhere in Gen 3, so it's not a particularly good experience. We are going to be able to get through both of our mandatory trainers here in the Goldenrod Underground as well. One-shot City, and you know what? We've not beaten up a Lickitung in quite some time, so let's do it now. Pokemaniac Isaac with his Lickitung. We'll go and beat him up, we'll grab the coin case, and then we shall escape rope out of here. Must remember to get the rental Abra. I've been pretty lax on that as well in recent times. But there we go, one rental Abra acquired. And with that, we're going to take our first trip up north for the day, taking on Picnicker Kim as our first and hopefully only optional trainer on this route. And by optional, I mean apart from Fire Breather Waltz here. He's got the Bumhead Fire Duck. We've got a quad resistance to the Fire type, so I don't think we're going to be in any issues at all. We'll get through him, and then we'll get past Juggler Irwin. Absolute nightmare of a trainer is Juggler Irwin. And we'll take on both Alan and Mark today, because we've got the PP, we've got the power, and I think we're going to have a very easy time of it, getting some lovely special attack stat experience off these Abras. And we'll take on Alan as well, just because he's here and because he's got a Tangler, and we need to teach him a lesson. Nobody should be having a Tangler. Tangler's terrible. I do apologise if Tangler's your favourite Pokemon, but at the same time, if it is your favourite Pokemon, you need to get some taste. Really, it's just mouldy spaghetti, isn't it? Anyway, with that, we'll move on to Whitney, gym leader number 3. She's only got the one trainer guarding her. It's going to be last carry with her Schnabababababble. Let's see how we get on here. Should be a one hit, yeah. Not expecting anything too bad at all here at Whitney for gym leader number 3 of 16. She leads with Clefairy, who's baton passed. Don't know what she was thinking there with baton pass. Just makes it incredibly easy for us. There we go. Very, very simple Whitney battle. 10 minutes and 4 seconds, considering we've already been through Spit of Hell once, and we've had like 3 optional battles that I didn't want to take on. I'm not going to whinge at that. Let's go and chat to the eavesdropping cow here. We'll get the squirty bottle, and we won't even PP pit stop this time. We're just going to go straight up towards the Sudowoodo. Let's get back on the bike. Let's get back into the habit of being on the bike in these runs so that we can hopefully then get a much quicker time. We get through the Sudowoodo with 1 hit. We get the big hammer. We'll try and remember to get the HP up in the Burnt Tower as well. And we did get caught by that spinner. I've realised my spinner off code is off. I'm wondering if I've selected the wrong option at the start of this. It's going to be fine though. Just means we've got to be a little bit more careful with certain trainers, like Olivia here. Oh, for goodness sake. Let's go and grab the Minceberry. Let's grab the Cowpoo Nugget, and let's not get Normand. We will take on both Ruth and Derek today. We'll reunite the married couple here, because that should get us up to a lovely level 23 from both those Pikachu, getting ourselves some nice speed stat experience as well. 85 is about the average stat experience, or should I say the average base stat in speed that I like for going into red, because that means we should be able to outspeed everything. We'll see if that happens later on. I don't think I'm going to be focusing on the old Carbos with our vitamin shops. I'm going to be mostly focusing on calcium in this one. But you never know, if we've got some spare cash money moolah, then we might end up buying some Carbos as well. Try and make sure that we absolutely 100% outspeed everything. Up to the lighthouse we go now. Starting off with Gentleman Alfred, absolutely no chance of one-shotting his Noctowl. Because one of the complaints I've had from Kingdra right since the beginning of our challenge running together is it's very much a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. It's got very, very well-rounded stats, but that does work to its detriment as opposed to its benefit. We don't really need 95 in our physical attack with a Kingdra. We could benefit from, say, 115 in our special attack and drop that down to 75. It'd still be a perfectly cromulent physical attack, but it would absolutely help Kingdra with some of the ranges. It very much feels like Hypno in that regard. Hypno is probably going to be one of the last Pokemon we do in 4 moves. I really didn't enjoy its run, and I don't think anybody else watching did as well. It was probably the first video where people were like, actually, no, this one's a bit naff, isn't it? And I completely agree with that assessment of Hypno. Definitely not one of my preferred Pokemon. If you are a Hypno fan, then join the Tangela fan club in needing to get a little bit of taste, really. Of course, I jest. I've got really bad taste in Pokemon, so I'm not one to talk. Let's start taking on the Kimono Girls now. We'll do these, then we'll do a Rival 3, then we'll do a quick little skip, and we'll take on the 4th gym, which is going to be Morty's gym. So these should all just be 1 or 2 shots apiece, hoping that we can one-shot the Jolteon. Not sure if we will, but Jolteon's the one that's got the most potential to paralyze us, and I really don't want to have to bag heal before Rival 3, especially because we're still somehow miraculously on full health. We didn't get paralyzed, but we didn't get the one-shot, but we don't really mind. We'll go and chat with the man staring at the stage. We'll get the raft. Even though we have Surf in 4 moves, I still do pick up all of the items. I don't change my routing because I think that would be totally unfair on the other Pokemon, just because this Pokemon naturally learns Surf, or should I say has the ability to learn Surf via HM. I think it'd be a bit unfair that we get to skip the Kimono Girls, and to be fair, Kingdra needs the experience anyway. Let's take him on now. He led with a Horn, so that goes down in 1. Magnemite's going to go in the same way. Up third is going to be Zubat. That's another one-shot. On to the Bayleaf we go. We don't quite one-hit, but he goes for Reflect because he's got no sense at all. And we do get through in under 14.5 minutes. Let's now release these beasts. We are going to escape rope out, and we're going to grab the HP up. And now it'll be time for Morty. And so now, after beating up all of Morty's gym trainers, we're on to the main event himself. This is Morty, a dual ghost and poison type spectacular leader. And he leads with Ghastly. It's a one hit on the Ghastly, it's going to be a one hit on the Haunter as well. Probably going to be a 2-hit on the Gengar, which is why we're holding on to the Minceberry. We did consume the Minceberry, unfortunately, but that's absolutely fine, because we get through and we obtain the Fog Badge in 16 minutes and 18 seconds. We've already done the Kimono Girls, so that means we can get on the bike and we can start heading our way towards the Lake of Rage. Now, the challenge run patches are not the only things I've been working on while I've been a little bit ill. I've been working on a brand new website to replace the old wiki website that served us well for about a year or so, but it really doesn't look good, does it? So it's about time I give it a fresh lick of paint. So that's going to be coming out hopefully in September-ish, where all of the brand new challenge patches will be released. I've also been working on some other projects for some other games. If you're into your Lemmings, you'll love what I've done. Created a few level editors, so I've got those on my plate as well. Had a lot of fun doing those, actually. So can't complain too much about the extra workload they've created, because I've really enjoyed learning more about some of the more complex game mechanics and some of the more complex bits of coding. I've learned a lot about JavaScript over the last few weeks and months, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Taking on our two standard Pokemaniacs here. We're going to wing it, we're going to risk it for a biscuit without a repel. Up to the Gyarados here. Probably going to have to Dragon Breath this thing and hope for the best. As long as he doesn't go for Thrash, we'll be absolutely fine. He didn't go for Thrash, and that means we can get ourselves the red scale. Now, we must chat with Lance, unfortunately. We don't want to chat with Lance, but we are forced to chat with him. Let's get back on the bike and let's get ourselves over towards the rare candy. We don't need to go into the Hidden Powerhouse. Even if we were running Kingdra normally, probably wouldn't have Hidden Power on this challenge. But we will go and grab ourselves the rare candy, and then we shall Rentalabra all the way back to Olivine. We can finally do a proper PP heal here, and we'll get back on the bike and we'll start making our way across the open seas towards Cianwood City, trying to figure out whether I want to risk Jasmine as our 6th gym leader today. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to one-hit everything there, so it could be a little bit of a problem, but we'll have to see. I might give her one go. The thing with Kingdra is you can get overconfident with it. You think Kingdra's great, but Kingdra isn't quite as good as you expect it to be. So this is probably going to be a 2-shot, for instance. Oh, it crashed. As long as the Hitmonlee crashes and the game doesn't, I'll be happy with that. We'll take on the Hitmonchan as well. We critical hit, so we're going at quite a good pace. I think I spoke to the Burly Man. I hope I spoke to the Burly Man. I remember speaking to the Burly Man, but I have a horrible feeling that I might be misremembering. We're about to find out. Can we move these? Yes, we can. Thank goodness for that. We did speak to the Burly Man after all. Let's take on the final black belt now before we get to the meat of this gym. The meat being Chuck. Let's one-hit all of those and expend all of our luck now. We're going to hold on to one of our 2 bitter berries. We're also going to make a bit of bag space by using that potion to get us back up to full HP. And we'll take him on. Chuck is gym leader number 5 of 16. Leads with Primate. Primate goes in for the Leer. Wouldn't have expected anything different. Let's go for Dragon Breath. Dynamic Pinch? Dynamic Punch misses twice and 3 times. Hits on the 3rd time, but we were holding on to the Bitterberry, so we don't take a reset there. We do get the Storm Badge in 19 minutes and 52 seconds. I'm grimacing at the thought of a Dynamic Pinch. Ooh, sounds very, very, very painful. Does that. Let's go and get another quick heal here while we are in the neighbourhood. And I think I'll do a little bit of housekeeping now. So what do we want for this one? First of all, we want to stick the Balloon right up the top, and we'll move Rentalabra into 3rd. I think we'll start off by going to get our rare candy here at the Tojo Falls. It's very nice getting this rare candy and ladder now, because then we only have to do the movement in one direction. From there, we're going to go over to Cherry Grove next, because I want to get the Mystic Water. I think the Mystic Water could come in handy to give us that teeny tiny little boost to our Water-type move. That might get us just over the edge for the next battle. And from there, we'll go on to Violet City next, where we're not actually going to be getting anything that we're going to be consuming. What am I trying to say? We're not going to be using the PP up for extra PP. We are going to be using it for a bit of cash money moolah. The same is going to apply here in Azalea Town, where we're going to grab the charcoal. We'll sell that for a little bit of money as well. And now we'll go to Olivine City. Don't need to heal, but I do want to dip my head in the Pokemon Center just to say hello to Nurse Joy. See how she's getting on, really. There was no point in going in there, but we did, and we're going to make the most of it. I'm sure she's glad for the company. Oh, it's been a while since I've messed up that movement there. Let's chat with Jasmine now, and then we shall see her return to the gym. We'll escape rope in quick hot pursuit of her, and we'll go and take her on. This is Jasmine. She is gym leader number 6. She is a steel type specialist, leads with Magnemite. One hit on the Magnemite. I wonder if the Mystic Water's helping there. It's going to be a one hit on the Steelix, isn't it? Yep. Probably overthought that, but we did manage to get through her. Mineral badge acquired, and that means I've now got rockets to do. I'm not going to make you sit through them. Instead, we're going to reconvene for Price. Didn't hit his mandatory optional there. Let's move straight on to Price. Gym leader number 7 leads with Seal. Headbutt does a little bit of damage. Out comes the Dugong. Dragon Breath isn't doing much, but it's doing enough to get us through in 3 hits, and then the Piloswine will be a nice end to the battle. Very easy there. Price does go down, and we get the Glacier Badge in a time of 26 minutes and 4 seconds. With that, we get the dreaded call from Professor Elm. We're going to ignore it as long as we can by getting ourselves on the bike. Going to pick up our first Max Repel there, and then I like going through the grass here, because there are a couple of bits we can pick up. That Max Revive, really good money, and also there's an Elixir here as well, which can provide some much needed PP restoration, either through the Rockets or through the League. Both those places it's really good to have an Elixir for, because it does save a wee tiny bit of time. Going to use our Super Repels for now as well, because we want to keep the Max Repel in the bag until we get through the other side of the ice path. Very glad that I did that Strength Boulder first try. On the bike as well, even though I'm not quite in the zone with re-recording yet, I am still able to do some good movement, like I've been whinging about on stream. My controller situation at the moment is not great. I'm on my backup controller because it's now working better than my old main controller, and yeah, it does seem to be doing the trick with some of this more intricate movement. We're going to pick up all of these bits in here. Going to go into a Blackthorn proper now, where we're going to go into the Pokemart. We shall procure ourselves 11 Max Repels. Just about had enough money for that, and that is our Repels done for this challenge. We'll grab the second Elixir, we'll grab this Nugget. Going to pick up the Revive here as well, sell it for a bit of money. And then we're going to go and grab the extra PP up from the water. And I think today as well, we will get the Perskia Berry, just in case. And with all that done, it's off to Goldenrod we go. And now, after making our way through the first part of the Rockets here in Goldenrod, we are ready to take on the 4th and penultimate rival battle. This time he's going to lead with his Golbat. We use Surf, we knock it out in 1. Up next is Magnemite, we know that's going to go down in 1. Haunter's third, and once again it's a simple one hit. Out comes the Sneasel, and there goes the Sneasel. Last Pokemon is going to be Meganium. Ice Beam is a one hit this time, so it's all over for the third rival battle, and we get through in just over half an hour. We're on fairly good pace so far. I believe it was about a 128 that we got last time in Just the Battles for Kingdra. I think we're going to very easily beat that time in this challenge, and we bloody should do, seeing as it's a 4 moves challenge and it's also about 4 years since we ran that last Kingdra. We would have to have an absolute stinker of a red fight for us to not beat that time at this point. I do miss the old Just the Battle series, but I think this series is a really good substitute for it. I am thinking about doing some Evo line challenges again, though, in the medium to long-term future. I've just not quite figured out how I want to do it yet. I might just stick with no evolutions and just run the not fully evolved Pokemon. Let me know if you think that would be something you'd be interested in. I'm sure there are quite a few candidates who might do better than their fully evolved counterparts. I'm thinking a lot of those Pokemon that lose a fair amount of speed could do very, very well. I know that, for instance, Farigiraf has a much harder time through Pokémon Crystal than the base form of Girafarig, just because it loses its speed. I think Poliwrath is another one where Poliwhirl has the potential to do much better than Poliwrath. In fact, Poliwrath is going to be our next Pokemon that we run through Pokemon Crystal in the very next challenge, in fact. So yeah, not too long to wait until we get another outing for Poliwrath. I do like Poliwrath, I just wish it was a little bit better. Kind of the reason that I paired these mostly is because they are two ace Pokemon of Johto leaders who aren't water-type specialists, but also I think both of them struggle a little bit more than they otherwise ought to do. So I felt they paired up very, very well, and it's not your usual, like, Blossom and Vileplume pairing, for example. There's definitely something about these two Pokemon. Let's do another quick PP heal here while we're at it. And I'll tell you what, I'll start making my way up to the top of the radio tower, and we'll reconvene when we are ready to get back to Blackthorn. And so we've got just the final executive to take care of. I don't think this is going to be a difficult battle by any stretch of the imagination, but we will reach level 45 from it, so it's not all terrible. There we go, through that, 3-1 hits. What else would you expect? It's Team Rocket and they're bad. Let's chat with the director of the radio tower, and now we're not going to forget the radio card. I forgot the radio card on the last stream that I did. I've now got a little pop-up on one of my side docks reminding me of the radio cards, so we'll do 1, 1, 2, 1 and 2, get ourselves the radio card, and that ticks it off on my little side overlay as well. With that, we'll go into Blackthorn for one final time, and it's straight into the gym. This is Claire's Dragon-type gym, and the first trainer actually has some dragons, so maybe he can take Lance's spot in the Elite Four. 3 Dratini there. There are only 2 Dragon-type lines in all of Johto, so it is a little bit harsh on Lance to constantly whinge about him, but at the same time, he could have at least had a Kingdra. He didn't have to leave that all for Claire. Let's get the strength boulder down so that we can complete this gym. Feeling pretty good about this gym. I don't think there's going to be any major roadblock. I probably do want to get Surf out of top spot. I'll do that against Cool Trainer Mike. Is it Mike or is it Paul? It's Mike. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. Dragon Breath in top spot for this Dragonair here. Going to try and conserve some of the Ice Beams so that we don't have to do a heal between here and the Pokemon League. Easily one hit the Dratini and Lola's Dragonair with a Dragon Breath. And now we're on to our final Jotonian leader. This is Claire, leader number 8 of 16. Led with Dragonair, goes down in 1. Dragonair number 2 goes down in 1 as well, as does Dragonair number 3. On to the Kingdra we go. Oh, is that a range? It very well might be a range. We paralysed hers, and we get the in. Growing to level 47 there. Easy, easy, easy battle. We haven't got the badge yet, though. We do have to take on Darren as well. We mustn't forget about him. We need to say some nasty words as we go past him. Hey, Darren, you smell. That's about as nasty as I can get on a mostly family-friendly channel. There are words that I want to say to him, but those words I will keep to myself until we do After Dark anyway. Let's go and grab this Max Elixir. I don't think I'll bother with the one around the corner today. Got plenty of PP. We're going to answer the exact same questionnaire as before. 1, 1, 2, 1 and 2. That does mean we are getting the next badge, the final Johto badge, the Rising badge, in 37 minutes and 7 seconds. Always happy with sub 40 minute Claire. I say it all the time, I used to be ecstatic with sub hour Claire, but those are now very, very, very bad at times for our challenges. Anything over about 50 minutes and I'm kicking myself for not doing better. Let's start heading towards the Pokemon League now. I don't particularly want to take on Megan, but my movement hasn't been great for her. We do manage to just about evade her this time. Rena, however, will take on you. We like Rena here. Rena's a good trainer. Rena has a Starmie. Starmie goes down in one. She'll send out another one because she's not learnt a lesson. And then she does have a Nidoqueen as well. Rena's down. Her reign of terror is over. She's not going to the league quite yet. And we'll take on Richard as well. I think this is Richard. It's been a while. It is Richard. He's got a Peskeon. And he is the perfect opportunity to put Surf back in tippy-top spot. With that, we'll go and take a quick heal in the heal house. We will evade Inevitable Joyce, and we'll take on just Big Beth as well. I like Beth, she's got a Rapidash, and I like Rapidash, so therefore, Beth is cool. One hit on our Rapidash gives us a little bit of speed stat experience. We'll grab that Max Elixir, and the Repel will wear off, just in time for the badge check. I'm really glad that they made the badge check significantly quicker in Generation 2 versus Gen 1, where you had to go through 8 individual guards. Must be budget cuts here at the league. Let's take on one final rival battle as well now. He's going to lead this time with Sneasel, and he might as well have just left it at home. Same goes for the Golbat. It's going to be another one hit. Up third is Magneton. That's just free experience. Fourth up is Haunter. Still no change. He's going to try with a Kadabra, and yep, goes away. Last Pokemon is Meganium, probably going to be a range, and we high roll. So the rival is defeated once and for all in this challenge. Let's now procure our 4 full restores. We'll get 5 actually, 1 for posterity, and we'll go into the league. League member number 1, this is Will. He is a Psychic type specialist. He leads with Xatu, 1 hit on the Xatu. Up next is the Jinx. Probably don't have anything great for the Jinx, but she just gives us a little slap. So he really messed up there. If he'd have used Lovely Kiss, he might have been able to get somewhere, but he didn't. Dragon Breath on the Slowbro. It's probably going to be a 2-shot here. And we get the full paralysis. So everything is coming up great for our Kingdra so far. Through Will in a time of 39.58. Up second is Koga. Koga is a poison type specialist, don't you know? And he leads with Ariados, so we're going to drown the Ariados to get us started. Up second is going to be Venomoth, probably going to be a range, but we get the high roll. Fortress, we'll surf on that as well. Why change the habit of a lifetime at this point? For the Muck, it's going to be a pair of surfs as he minimalizes. And then for the Crobat, we'll try an Ice Beam, and we do get through in a 1 hit. Koga's down in 40.28. Now, we are going to use an Elixir at this point. I'm also going to swap to the Mystic Water as we take on Bruno. Bruno is our third of 4 Elite Four members. He's going to lead with his Hitmontop. And we do quite a lot of damage, but not enough to get the 1-shot on the Hitmontop. Up next is Hitmonlee, and once again, we're ranging. This is the issue with our Kingdra here. It's not quite packing enough of a punch. Machamp comes out to play. Thank goodness Cross Chop misses. That does mean we have the win in the bag. And we just need to take care of Onix to do that. 52 acquired, and we get through Bruno. Our 4th and final Elite Four member is going to be Karen. For her, we do have some prep work. We're going to full restore. We'll use the rare candies because that's a fairly clean level, getting us up to level 57 now. We are going to hold on to our extra Bitter Berry. And we're also going to use the HP up. That's pretty much everything we can do to prep for Karen. Let's see how we get on. She leads with Umbreon. Oh, we didn't max Elixir. That doesn't count as a reset, by the way, because we took no turns in battle. So once again, this is Karen. She leads with Umbreon. 2 hits on the Umbreon rather, but Sand Attack did connect. Ice Beam on the Vileplume, we're not getting paralyzed. That's one part of the puzzle solved. Gengar goes down, suddenly she's got no threats. Nothing at all now she can do to save this battle. We get through in a time of 42 minutes and 10 seconds. And that just means there's one obstacle between us and the Hall of Fame. It's time for Lance, the liar with the flyers, and he leads with Gyarados. We're going to Dragon Breath on the Gyarados, and we knock it out in 2. Up next is Dragonite number 1. We're going to use an Ice Beam, and it's going to go away. Dragonite number 2 comes out, and it's going to be the same story. One hit from a quad super effective move, he gets rid of all 3 Dragonites all together, all at once. Aerodactyl's not very Scarodactyl today with the critical hits taking care of it in 1. And there goes Charizard. Level 59 acquired, and Lance is defeated in 42 minutes and 49 seconds. That's 42:49 through the Hall of Fame. Let's get for our Hall of Fame time a time of 43 minutes and 3 seconds. And with that, we'll take a look at our midpoint leaderboards. And so, at the midpoints, we are in 4th or 5th place, depending on how you want to rank those two. Mewtwo and Kingdra sharing the exact same time. That does push poor old Alakazam down on to page number 2, unfortunately. And spare a thought for Sunflora down in 41st place. Over on the Everything leaderboard, we are in 5th place yet again because everything on the first page is 4 moves. Very, very, very happy with that result so far. That does mean we are on sub-hour pace. That is guaranteed now. We are on pace for sub-hour. It doesn't mean we're going to get sub-hour, but it means that we have the best chance possible for sub-houring. We've also made up an awful lot of time versus our previous 4 moves challenges. Or should I say our previous Kingdra challenge, not our previous 4 moves challenges. I reckon it's going to be page number 4 for the other Kingdra challenge, or at least the Just the Battle ones. We'll take a little look out for it. Is it anywhere on this page, or is it even lower down? I'm struggling to see it. It's somewhere around here. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's let the rest of the leaderboard play out in the background. Don't forget, it is all still to play for. There we go. Top of page 5, 106.09. For the previous Kingdra Just the Battle, so we've saved 23 minutes on that last challenge. But yes, it is still all to play for. There are still another 8 gym badges, plus the red fight left to come, and there is the potential for anything to happen. So I tell you what, don't you dare go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And now we're rejoining the actions we always do here in Vermilion City, where the first thing we'll do is chat with the chairman of the Pokemon fan club. And with that rare candy safely tucked away in our bag, along with all the others that we have used, let's go into our first Kantonian gym. This is, of course, going to be Lieutenant Surge's electric type gym. And I'm hoping that the Purr's Cure Berry won't be needed here, but we're holding it for a little bit of insurance. This is Surge, gym leader number 9. He leads with his Raichu. We wouldn't hit the Raichu with a Surf. That's a very good start. We outspeed the Electrode and we get rid of it in 1. In fact, we're fairly close to outspeeding the Pikachu already. I think we should just get the outspeed by the time we get to Red. 1 hit City for our first Kantonian badge, Thunder Badge acquired, in 45 minutes and 4 seconds. Let's start heading towards our next Kantonian gym. We're going to go into the Pokemon Center there, and then we're going to cycle over to Sabrina. She is going to be gym leader number 10. She is a Psychic type specialist, and she's going to lead with her Peskeon. 1 hit on the Peskeon, that is the biggest threat probably gone now from this, because Mr. Mime's going to barrier, which means nothing, and then we'll surf over the Alakazam. Very easy stuff there. Sabrina goes down, Marsh Badge has been acquired. Up and triple right gets us out. Then we'll very quickly Rentalabra our way back to the other side of Saffron, and we'll get on the bike and head into Celadon. Going to pick up the leftovers, not going to be using those hopefully in this challenge, but nice to have. PP up acquired, we'll stick that on next time we menu. We'll go now through this country and into gym number 11. This is Erica's water grass type gym. Erica's not a water type leader, and we're going to use Ice Beam as our main move in this gym. Might as well use up some of the Ice Beams, not got anything else that will need them in the not too distant future. and they're going to be super effective against all of the Pokemon that we're going to come up against. So it will save a little bit of PP on Surf. We want to keep some Surfs before our next Pokemon Center heal. And with that, it's time for Erica, Gym Leader number 11. A Grass-type specialist leads with Tangela. She has no taste. One hit on the Tangela, out comes the Jumpluff. I like Jumpluff now. I've gone full 180 with Jumpluff. I despised it for the longest time, but it's kind of cute. And I think it is going to be time soon that we see Jumpluff here on the channel. 47 minutes and 2 seconds, by the way, for Erica's Rainbow Badge. We'll get on the bike, we'll chop down the tree, and we'll start heading down routes 16, 17, and 18. That's going to get us over to Janine's mandatory trainer. One single Noctowl for Birdkeeper Bob. He's not got a poison type, which is why he's not allowed in the gym. And then we'll go in here. We'll go past all of the fake Janines and we'll take on real Janine. She leads with Crobats. We're going to use a Dragon Breath here. Might as well consume some of this PP. This is what I was talking about earlier. Dragon Breath's not a particularly strong move, but it's really good against some of these trainers who don't have particularly strong Pokemon. It means we don't have to heal quite as often. Janine wasting her money with the dire hit there, and we do get the Soul Badge in 47.55. Quick run out of this gym, and we shall go and Rentalabra back to Saffron City. We've got my least favourite spinner coming up next. This is the one who I rarely get past first try, but you just have to whinge about it, and you do get past. That's how it works, you know. These games are sentient. If you complain about something enough, then it will change just to prove you to be a liar. Let's see if we can get through Rock Tunnel now fairly easily. I've been practicing this off stream and off video as well. Oh, that was a bit of a duff movement there, but I think we're getting through. Should get on the bike here because, yeah, we are out the other side. Gonna do a PP heal here. We need to go in this Pokemon Center anyway for our routing, so it makes sense to get the PP heal at the same time. Through here, the Repel wears off fairly late for us. Not going to complain at that. We get the Zap Cannon, and then we have to make our way back over to Saffron City next, because it's time to go up Nugget Bridge. And I don't actually have a topic in mind for this Nugget Bridge, so I'm going to have to wing it a little bit. Let's start off by chatting with this Rocket. He's the one who says bye-bye Agogo, best Rocket in all of Pokemon. And now we've got the slog of umpteen trainers who really have no right being here. We're going to conserve our Dragon Breath, actually, on this Nugget Bridge, because we'll probably want that for Misty. I am a little bit concerned, you know, about the old Perish song coming up from the Lapras. So we might end up doing Misty a little bit later on. I've not quite committed to it yet. But that's one of the things about running water types. Misty can be a big threat, because while she's not got anything great stab-wise, she does like to both confuse and Perish Song you. So the battle can easily go out of your favour very, very, very quickly. Misty really is a bit of a dark horse in these challenges. Most of the time, she's not going to be a threat. But then every so often, she really does just pull a blinder on you. It's happened time and time and time again. But then I don't know if saving her till later will change anything, because I don't know if the ranges are going to get better. So I think the best plan of action for now is to give her a go, and then we'll take things from there and pivot if we have to. One more Nugget Bridge trainer left to go now. We'll just surf on his Porygon, and he will get gone as well. And with that, we say hello to Misty. She's going to call us a pest, even though we are making her do her job. So yeah, actually, we are a bit of a pest, aren't we? Nobody wants to do their job most of the time. Let's go up and behind her, and let's take her on. This is Misty. She's our next gym leader. She leads with Golduck. It's going to be a one hit on the Golduck to get us started. Out comes the Quagsire, another one shot. Lapras is the one I'm scared of. Perish Song has happened. This is kind of dangerous, actually. Ice Beam doesn't freeze, we're fine. Oh, that could have been bad, but Misty's AI worked in our favour. That means we have the Cascade badge in 51:19. Max repel time, done that too early actually, haven't I? Not max repel time, just rental abra time. The reason, by the way, we don't max repel there is because this little bit of extra movement means we wouldn't be able to have the steps to get us all the way through to the end of Diglett's Cave. We will go and chat with the manager of the power plant. He will be very happy that we've returned the machine part, and I'm sure he doesn't mind that we waited for a gym battle and had a battle in a gym with no electricity, which I suppose it's thematic, seeing as water and electricity are very dangerous together. So if anything, we just improved the safety of Misty's gym. Off to Vermilion we go. We shall wake up the bear. Oh, I hit the Pokeflute first time. That rarely happens. So I'll absolutely take that. On the bike we go. Through Diglett's Cave, and we'll go and say hello and goodbye to 3 Drill. With that, we're into the next gym. This is Brock's gym, guarded by Camper Jerry, who's very kindly standing in for Camper Liam. Camper Liam's currently off visiting May, whatever she's doing in Hoenn. So yeah, he can't be around to be the gym trainer. This is Brock, by the way. I've got so little respect for Brock that I forgot to play his title card. He's got some rock types. They're all quite weak to grass, but they're also really bad specially. So it doesn't really matter that 2 of those Pokemon were neutral to water. Boulder Badge in 52:56. On the bike we go, and then off the bike we go to get past 3 Drill. We'll say hello to him, we'll get his title card up. He is a friend of the channel, but he knows that unfortunately with us improving our gameplay, we don't really have the time to say hello to him as much as we'd like to. But he is still very much a friend of the channel regardless. We've only got 2 gym leaders left to go now as well. We've got Blue, who I wish we could battle on the remnants of Cinnabar Island. Where did that volcano come from, by the way? There was no volcano in Gen 1. And now suddenly there's a volcano that's erupted. It must have been an underground volcano. He's gone back to his gym now. He's done enough moping around. And here is Blaine. Spare a thought for poor Blaine. He's not going to have a good time of it. He leads with Mudcargo. That was his first mistake. Sending out Rapidash was his second mistake. And then his third mistake is having a bumhead fire duck. 3 one-hits gets us through Blaine. He burns out, as he says. And that is our 15th and penultimate gym badge acquired. Off to Viridian we go. Quick little heal here in the Pokemon Center. And then we'll take on Blue after we take on one of the hard ledges. This is Blue. He is our final gym leader. Mixed type specialist, as it says on screen. He leads with Pidgeot. Now I'm hoping this will be a one-shot on Pidgeot. It is a one-shot on Pidgeot. Gyarados is next. Will Ice Beam the heck out of it? Hydro Pump does 10 damage. Oh, poor Gyarados. It's not going well for him, is it? Twister's super effective, but it does now either. Unfortunately, we can't really avoid the healing loop, and it's going all kinds of wrong for Blue here. Swapped Surf for the Alakazam. We'll get the one hit there. Onto the Executor we go. We've still got an Ice Beam, so it'll go down in 1. Poor Blue. He's had a torrid time of it here, hasn't he? Extreme Speed gets us down to 155. Rhydon says hello. Rhydon's now running for the hills. He sees the tidal wave come for him. 55 minutes and 2 seconds for Blue's Earth badge. He doesn't even get to name his badge. He's just stuck with Giovanni's old badge name. It's all kinds of terrible for him, isn't it? Let's go to Pallet Town now. Let's make sure we've not missed anybody. There we go. Oak's whinging that we've only got a Kingdra, but we don't really care, mate. We just want to get to the end of this run now. Already applied a repel, so we'll now air balloon back to Viridian City on the bike. Are we going to mess up this ledge? Apparently, we didn't repel. So we see a Spearow. Let's super repel now for that mess up. We don't mess up the ledge, though, so it'll even out. Over to Silvercade, because I applied the repel late. Going to do the longer movement here, because I want the repel to wear off before I get to the rare candy, which it doesn't. How close was it? Close enough. We'll use our 3 rare candies now. 1, 2, and 3. Still holding on to the Periscure Berry. Going to try that first and foremost. And with that, we shall rental Abra back. And we shall also use our final, hopefully, max repel for this challenge. Right, how do we get through here? Drew a blank for a second then. Goodness me. Something like that will get us through. And then we'll go and park ourselves in front of Red. Gonna drop a save just in case things go terribly. This is Red, final trainer of the challenge. Leads with Pikachu. We outspeed the Pikachu, it goes down in 1. We outspeed the Peskeon, and Reflect is meaningless. On to the Snorlax we go. Gonna use Dragon Breath, try and paralyze it. Didn't happen. Body Slam hits like a truck. I think we're going for the old freeze strats, unfortunately. I knew that not having a physical move would make this kind of tricky against the Snorlax, but I don't regret any of those moves. Also, we've got Attract, and I should be running Attract against the Snorlax turn 1. Let's do that. Let's play sensibly. Infatuation's great. Ice Beam will spam. We're just going to spam the Ice Beam. Hopefully we get some good luck. We are holding on to the Purrs-Cure Berry. It did work there. Infatuation's great. Going to swap to Surf. We get through it. This is good so far. We're not out of the woods completely, but we are not doing terribly yet. Sunny Day's annoying. We'll attract the Blastoise, because he does have Blizzard. Blizzard is missing, though. It's a very low chance of it hitting. It did hit once, but the sunlight has faded. We're through the Blastoise. That just leaves Charizard left to go. We get the first hit off. We one-shot. We get through. We grow to level 70. And that is 57 minutes and 48 seconds. I made that. 57:48 for the red split there. Let's get that up in lights now. So Kingdra's 4 moves challenge, 57 minutes and 48 seconds. I said there was a chance that we could sub-hour, and that is exactly what we have done. Let's get it up on our final leaderboard. We are in 5th place. Not going to complain at that at all. In between Togekiss and Magmortar there. And that does mean that poor old Breloom is now off the first page. 11th place for Breloom, still 41st place for our Sunflora. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard now. And we are again in 5th place. All of those top challenges are 4 moves challenges. And all of them are also sub-hour challenges as well. You now need to sub-hour to get on the front page of the leaderboard. So no pressure going forward. Breloom there in 11th place, down to Dodrio in 50th place. Very happy with that run. Very happy that I chose the tracks. It did give us the in we needed. Meant that we didn't have to waste time with leftovers for the red fight. It meant that we could keep on attacking. And we survived with enough HP to get through the big threats, which were the Snorlax and the Blastoise. Didn't get frozen. The luck went our way, and we got a very good time with just 1 reset overall. So if you've enjoyed this challenge, please do make sure to leave a like. If you are new around these parts, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any future challenges. 133rd place for the end of the line challenge, so we have saved almost 130 places. With that though, we are done for another one. So like I said, I hope you've had fun. If you have, make sure to leave a like. If you've got any feedback, leave it in the comments down below. If you're going to bed now, sweet dreams, and I will catch you all very, very soon when we are going to be running a Poliwrath through Pokemon Crystal's 4 moves challenge.